The boy who dug a well in summer, in a quiet little village surrounded by golden wheat fields and swaying palm trees, lived a 12-year-old boy named Arif. He was small for his age, with bright, curious eyes and a mind always buzzing with questions. Unlike many children in the village, who spent their free time playing games, Arif loved to observe the world around him. One blazing hot summer, the sun hung like fire in the sky. The village wells had begun to dry up, and the streams that once flowed merrily now lay cracked and thirsty. Women carried empty clay pots to fetch water, but they often returned home with only half a pot. "Soon we will run out completely," worried the villagers. "What will we do?" Arif listened to their conversations and thought deeply. His father, an old farmer, sighed as he wiped his brow. "Son, this is how summers are. We must wait for the rains." But Arif tilted his head. "Why wait for the rains? Can't we dig a new well?" His father chuckled. "Do you know how hard it is to dig a well in this heat? It takes strong men, not a boy like you." But Arif was not convinced. That night, while lying under the stars, he whispered to himself, "Even if I am small, I can still try." The start of an impossible task the very next morning, while others prepared to go to the fields. Arif picked up a small shovel and walked to a patch of land near the edge of the village. He had noticed that even in the hottest days, the grass there stayed a little greener, and birds often pecked the ground. "This must mean there is water underneath," he thought. He pushed the shovel into the hard sun-baked earth. Thunk! The ground was tough, and sweat quickly poured down his face. But he did not stop. Hour after hour, he dug. Villagers passing by laughed at him. "Arif, what are you doing? You're wasting your strength. Do you think you can dig a well alone? You'll faint before you reach water." Arif wiped his brow and smiled. "Maybe, but if I don't try, we will never know." Hard work in the heat days turned into weeks. Arif kept digging. His hands developed blisters, but he wrapped them in cloth and kept going. His back ached, but he stretched and dug again. His clothes grew dusty, and his face tanned under the scorching sun. But he didn't give up. Some children from the village began to visit him. At first, they only came to tease. "Still no water," they jeered. But over time, they grew curious. They saw Arif's determination and the growing pit. Some even offered to help, handing him buckets to carry out the loosened soil. One afternoon, his father appeared with a serious look. "Arif, enough. You've worked too hard. There is no water. Come home." But Arif stood tall, his shovel firm in his hands. "Father, I feel it. If I keep going, I will find it. Please trust me." His father looked at the calluses on his son's hands and the fire in his eyes. With a slow nod, he said, "Then dig, my son. Dig until you find your answer." The first drop of hope on the 32nd day of digging, Arif felt his shovel strike something softer than before. The soil was cool and moist. His heart leaped. He scooped a handful and squeezed. It dripped with wetness. "Water!" he shouted. The children who had been helping him leaned over the pit, their eyes wide with wonder. "He's right," they exclaimed. "There's water down there." Word spread quickly. Villagers rushed to see for themselves. Some could hardly believe their eyes. Others shook their heads in amazement. Arif kept digging carefully until water began to seep into the hole, slowly filling the bottom. By evening, a small pool of clear, fresh water shimmered in the sunlight. The village rejoices. The women filled their clay pots, smiling with relief. The farmers thanked Arif with tears in their eyes. "You saved us, child," they said. "We would have suffered without this water." Even the village elder, who was known for being strict, placed his hand on Arif's shoulder. "You have taught us all a lesson," he said. "While we sat waiting for rain, you showed us that courage and hard work can bring water even from the ground." That night the whole village celebrated. They lit lanterns, sang songs, and shared food by the new well. Arif sat quietly, looking at the pool of water that reflected the stars. His father sat beside him. "Son, you have done what even grown men feared to attempt. You had the strength not only of body, but of heart." Arif smiled, dipping his hand into the cool water. "I just believed that if I kept trying, the earth would reward my effort." The lesson remembered from that day on, the well never dried, even in the hottest summers. It was known as Arif's well, and travelers from other villages came to see it. Children who once teased Arif now repeated his words to each other. "If you daren't try, you will never know." Arif grew up to become a wise farmer, respected not just for his fields, but for his spirit. And whenever someone complained that a task was too hard, he would simply smile and say, "Do you remember the boy who dug a well in summer?" Moral of the story: hard work, patience, and determination can achieve what others think is impossible. When faced with challenges, never give up, because persistence can uncover hidden treasures.